Hey guys, here's Dora from the Netherlands. Hey, how are you doing? Are you going to any autumn races? Maybe running, maybe some triathlons? Let me know in the comment box below. Now, we have still a few athletes who are doing a half Ironman. Actually, this upcoming weekend, 2 athletes from the Netherlands who are going to Spain, to Barcelona to have the race. And there is also one lady from the UK who will be doing the half Ironman in Turkey in November. So it will be quite a busy autumn for Taya Farther, which I love. I love having that connection with the guys and really have those advices and those alignments as well. And they are doing just great. Really. But it's not the only reason why I came today. I have an initial review of the Nike Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. It's a long name. I also don't know kind of why is it still rated to the Turbo, because other than it looks like a bit of the original Turbo, at least they had this bowling kind of solution here. It is quite a different shoe. But let's go to the specifications. Now, if you turn on the Nike website, what you will see is that you miss the specifications. You can find a few details that's more the marketing stuff, that okay, this shoe is built for speed, and then it will be more than 50% recycled material. And that's okay, but those running specifications are missing a bit. So for example, I could not find a drop. I could not find any weight specifications. I could not find any stack height. Telling you something, right? That this is not really so much a top shoe anymore, because in 2 years, 3 years ago, when the Turbo Original came out, that was really advertised as a top race day shoe. And it was also made as a top race day shoe. But this shoe is also a bit of maybe lifestyle direction, and a lot of emphasis, of course, on the recycled content, which is great, of course, because we have to appreciate the companies going that direction. I can share you the weight of this shoe, and that's 230 grams, which is quite okay for a daily trainer, but on the heavy side, definitely for a shoe what is made for speed. Let's go to the first category, and that's the upper. You can see this is a Flyknit upper, but kind of a messy Flyknit upper. It's quite warm as well. It's comfortable, absolutely, but still not so breathable. It's not the best Flyknit I ever had, have to say, maybe even the worst Flyknit. But on the other hand, because it's just super comfy, and it's autumn here, it's quite a cold autumn actually, like 10 degrees Celsius most days, I don't mind that it's a bit warmer. But if I would race, for example, in Spain in 30 degrees, I would really make a point out of this. Gusseted tongue, it's a nice construction, also not disturbing at all. I have to say it's almost like a booty-like construction, so it's quite comfortable. I also went to true to size, which is 40.5, so the 230 grams is for that 40.5. Also the collar and the padding is super comfortable. I didn't have also any problems with the Achilles. It's also well built. It's in the middle, I would say. So it's not like a race day build, also not a Vaporfly, also not a Streakfly, but it's also good enough, well stable. That's why I could also go true to size. And one feature what they definitely miss is the runner's knot eyelid. So you cannot make any runner's knot. And it means if it's a bit too long for you, then you have to definitely size down. For me it was okay, but I can imagine that you would like a bit more snug fit. Now the laces, these are just super long. Okay, if I tie the shoelaces, it's still long. You feel like, okay, what is happening here? But actually nothing is happening. Just those laces are long, but they are fine, they are just in place, so that's not causing really an issue. I'm used to shorter laces, or if there would be a runner's knot option, I would really tie that runner's knot to prevent this long lace issue happening. You can also see a good old friend, and that's the fly wire. The fly wires are really tied to the material itself, so that's also giving some extra stability. And I have to say that I'm really satisfied how stable is this upper, but not for race day. So you also get, of course, more weight because of this stability of the upper. And it's 75% recycled content, So that's definitely a thumbs up for Nike. On the upper, I gave 7 points out of the 10. Let's talk about the second category, and that's the midsole. You might know I love a good ZoomX midsole foam. I really love my Invincibles. I know some people hate those, but I really love it. And I didn't have an experience beforehand on the recycled ZoomX. I didn't have the Alphafly Nature Edition, so I didn't know what to expect. But that was definitely a negative surprise. So the issue is with this recycled content that it's not so springy, it's not so bouncy as the normal ZoomX. It's way more less. It's okay because it's providing you enough cushioning, so I would not mind going with this shoe in half marathon. Not a race, but a training, for example, 20-25 kilometer, maybe even the 30 kilometer, I could manage. I'm not training so much, that's another point, but I could manage, and that would be a good training, long training day shoe as well. But for easy days, for example, it's just not providing enough cushioning for me. It is also combined with an other foam which is called SR02, and that is providing here a bit in the heel some additional support, and it also means that at the sole you can see this lower part of the sole is also that other material, so it's providing some more stability, I guess, but there is also very little information about that on the site. It's because on the outsole it's exposed foam, so I guess that the ZoomX, if that would be on the outsole, that it would be really trash after a few runs, so that's why they are using also as well the SR02, but in a way it's an assumption, so don't get it as cash in this review. This is also a much firmer turbo than we used to, at least I can talk about the original because that's what I put in 100 kilometers. It's a firm 2-off. It's also providing quite an okay ground feel. It's not a high stack high shoe, it's in the middle. That's why I say as well it's rather a daily trainer. I would definitely use this shoe for those medium aero runs, for those longer days. Picking up the pace, built for speed, because it's firm and it has a good 2-off. If you like firmer shoes for your speed days, it could work. The weight is of course on the higher end, so that's a negative. I would definitely not go for track workouts in this shoe as well, but doing a little bit of fartlek, for example, just to feel the speed, it's okay, definitely, it's okay. But I'm not totally satisfied with this midsole foam. As I mentioned, it was quite a negative surprise, so I gave 5 points out of the 10 for the midsole. Third category is of course the outsole, and we already mentioned that it's a combined outsole material, some exposed midsole foam, and quite a hard rubber here in the forefoot area and the heel area, and it seems to be really a hard rubber. I see no usage after this 10 kilometers. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that I was using this shoe for 2 trainings for 5 kilometers, so that's my initial review is based on. So on the outsole part, I gave really 7 points. I think that this outsole can go 700-800 kilometers as well. I'm not expecting so much wear and tear, but we will see after the 100k review how it's holding really up. I have not used the shoe in rain yet, so I don't have any view about wet roads, but I guess the coming days I will have enough possibilities to do so. Let's go to the fourth category, and that's price and value perspective. I have not talked about the price yet. Here in Europe it retails for 159 euros, and I believe in the States it's around $150. So of course in the States it's also kind of cheaper because of the euro as well. It's really struggling, as we know, and the pound as well in the UK. As mentioned, this is advertised as a race day shoe, built for speed, daily training as well, they say. I definitely don't say that it's built for speed. I think it's really built for a daily trainer, and for that 159 euros, it's on the higher end. But of course the New Balance 1080 is almost 190 euros, the Nike Invincible is also again 180, 190 euros. So yeah, the daily trainers are really getting more pricey, at least the top end daily trainers. My question mark with this shoe is really a huge question mark now, because we have seen that the outsole seems to be quite well built. The upper, I would say also this will go for, yeah, the 700-800 kilometers definitely, because it's also a well-built one. You can talk about the breathability, but it's another point. It is well built, it's massive. You can use this shoe, get out in the daily training from that. My question mark is really the ZoomX. This is already recycled. The bounciness is not really there. How many kilometers will you have out this shoe? And I don't know that. So let's see after the 100K what my view is. As of now, I really gave 6 points out of 10 on that part, which means as well that the final score is 6 flat, which is not a very good shoe score. And I was expecting this to be one of my favorites in 2022. I will definitely come back to you with a full review on this 100K, and we will see really that durability and the performance of the shoe. Hey, take care, and if you have run this shoe, please let me know in the comment box below. Absolutely interested as always. Please give a thumbs up if you like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye bye.